Hello everybody, welcome back to another Expeditions Guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Follow the Lights expedition in the SlipRock Swamps. For this expedition you need to have a logistician specialist as well as 3 light beacons in your inventory. So we're going to be using the 072 deployed from the Eastern Outpost. Let me show you what we're going to do today. So we're going to be following this route. We got to hit these 3 points and install the light beacons. So we're going to be, from this outpost, we're going to hit these 2. Then we're going to quick recovery back to the other outpost and then get to the final waypoint. So should be a lot of fun, and follow along with me and I'll show you how it's done. So starting from the eastern outpost, we're going to make our way through the woods here. And we're going to make our way over to where the craters are. Once we make it to the craters, we're going to go ahead and head on down this first one. And we're going to go ahead and drive around to the north end of the crater. Right here. And we're going to go ahead and climb right on up. Once we make it up the crater, we're going to go around these trees. And we're going to cut right through the middle of these trees here. That's going to get us over to these rocks. And from here, we're going to go ahead and just climb right on over these rocks. Once we get over these rocks, that's going to get us back into the forest. So once we get into the forest, we're going to go to the left and go around all these trees. And we're going to go right into this little forest clearing. As we make our way through the forest here, we're going to be kind of trying to go around these small trees best we can and watching out for big rocks. So we're going to make our way over to the mountains so we can start climbing up the mountain. Once we get over here, we're going to go to the right side, go around this big rock. And we're going to go right in between these trees here. It's going to take us over to this other big rock. Go right around the big rock. Once we make it over here, we're going to go around these trees. We're going to go right down this rock here. And we're going to climb on out of the mud bog. And from here, we're going to go around this big rock, make our way through this clearing in the trees here. And that is going to get us to our path up the mountain. To get over these rocks. This is one of the trickiest spots on the map here. You just got to get the angle right. So now that we got the angle right, we can go ahead and make our ascent. Now, once we make it up, we're going to go to the right. And we're going to go ahead and just kind of follow this sloping path as it spirals around the mountain here. Once we make it over here, we're going to go ahead and climb on all the way up to the mountain peak. Go to the left here, around these trees. And that is going to get us all the way to the top here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. So go ahead and install your light beacon. And once you get the light beacon installed, we're going to go ahead and make our way back down the hill here. And where we're going to head now is across this really cool bridge. But we have to build the bridge first. So it is 75 spare parts. So we're going to go over here and build this bridge. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and climb up the rocks here. And we're going to go ahead and go across the bridge. The camera does some funky things up here, so don't mind the camera. So once we get over here, we're going to go to the left side around that big rock. And then we're going to go ahead and just climb our way up here. And now we're going to go around this big rock as we make our way through the gap in the two big rocks up on top of this mountain. And we're going to go ahead and go through these trees, make our way past the signpost here, and that's where we're going to find a spiraling path down this mountain. Right over here. It's very narrow, it's very tight, lots of rocks here. So you just want to be very careful going down here. So we're going to go ahead and climb up over these rocks. And we're going to go ahead and just make our way down. And now from here, we're going to go ahead and follow the clearings in the trees as we make our way over to the next mountain so we can install beacon number 2. So we're going to go all the way down to the end of this rock and turn around and go up the other side of the rock. And we'll go over to the left side of this rock. Go to the left side of that rock. And we're going to go right through this gap in the trees here. And we're going to turn to the right, head on down. And we're going to go over these rocks here. Once we get over here, we're going to go to the left right between these two big rocks. And now we're going to make our way over to the climb that will get us on top of the mountain here. So we're going to go right past these trees and to begin our climb. It's a very tricky climb, so we're going to try to maneuver around these super big rocks here. And And we're going to grab on. There's a branch up here at the top. Okay, we're going to use that to pull us up and over. It's definitely one of the trickiest climbs on this map, going up around those rocks. So once we get up here, we're going to spiral around these rocks. And that's going to get us to the mountain peak here, where we will go ahead and install our second light beacon. So we're going to go right down to the end of the cliff here and install the light beacon. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our free truck recovery to go to the field operations base. And we're going to go ahead and just drive right on out of the field operations base here. And we're going to take this path to the right. And we're going to go ahead and cross this river ford here. Once we get across the river, we're going to go ahead and follow the perimeter of this lake here. Once we get over to these rocks, we're going to go ahead and climb on up them and head through this gap in the trees, right over these purple flowers. Once we get over here, we're going to head down into this little swamp here. And we're going to go ahead and cross the swamp. And once we get back here, we're going to go for this little, very small clearing behind the trees here. There's a nice little path here. And follow that over to this fallen tree branch. There we go, it broke. And then from here, we're going to go up over these rocks and climb up this hill here. Use some of these tree branches as the winch to kind of pull us up. Once we make it to the top here, we're going to follow this mountain ridge. And this ridge will take us all the way to our third and final light beacon installation point. Then we're going to travel over these rocks, run over some trees, and just kind of make our way over there. Once we get over here, we're going to climb down these rocks a little bit. Make our way up to the left. And go right in between these big trees. And that is going to get us all the way to our light beacon point. Go ahead and install that light beacon. And there you have it. Follow the Lights is complete. This unlocks the emergency reserve L for the Dom 71. Hope you guys enjoyed this guide. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.